Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Monday here on Fiverr Talks, and it's time for a little bit more motivation. Today, we're going to talk about how to get more sales and more reviews, which is everything on Fiverr. So make sure you stick around to get all the info. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Fiverr Talks. My name is Joel Young, user DJ Young on Fiverr. I've been a full-time seller on Fiverr since 2013, and right here I share my tips and tricks with you on how to be a better seller on the Fiverr platform every Monday and Wednesday, Friday exclusively on Patreon. So if you're not on Patreon with me, make sure you check out the link below, patreon.com/DJYoung for exclusive videos and perks and to support the channel. Today we're talking about how to get more sales and more reviews, which is literally everything on Fiverr. And all of this is going to be wrapped up into a philosophy of doing business that I think too many sellers ignore, and that is a proactive philosophy to doing business. You see, many people create gig pages, they have great services, they simply put it out on Fiverr and they wait. And they wait for people to come. And that's not a great way to do business, waiting for people to just come and place their orders. You have to go out there and grab the bull by the horns, get something done, go after whatever you want. And that's why my strategy for getting more sales and reviews has to do with proactive communication. Now, of course, this is pre-assuming that you followed all of my other guidelines and tips for creating a great gig video, writing a great gig description, making sure you offer a stellar service, all of these things. It's specifically focusing in on proactive communication for sales and reviews, because without proactive communication, I've found that people can just kind of forget about things. They can not do things they intend to do or want to do, or they will lose track of you as a seller. So first, we're going to talk about how to get more sales with a proactive approach to communication, and then we're going to talk about how to get more reviews with a proactive approach to communication. And you may be saying, is this all about communication? And I will say absolutely 100% yes. Because I think outside of delivering a quality product, your communication style, rhythm, and attitude, all of those things will determine your success on the platform. They will determine whether you stay or whether you go, whether you make a lot of sales or a little, get a lot of great reviews or very few reviews. And so we're going to focus in on communication. And really, we're going to focus on 3 phases of communication at 3 specific times in the cycle so that you can develop a rhythm that works. You might need to adjust these a little for your specific service, but I think they're going to work for almost everybody right out of the box and really increase both your sales and your reviews. So the first instance, or the first scenario we're going to talk about, is someone who sends you a message considering your service and has maybe a question. It seems that today many sellers aren't just clicking through and buying. For me, it's at least 75, if not 85%, maybe even 90% of my sales come through my inbox. And I think it's because people just want to have contact with you more than they do just click a button, even though a lot of sellers or a lot of buyers just do click a button. Many create an opportunity for you to sell yourself by sending a message, and that's where things start. That's where you can really affect change. Your response to those messages will determine how many sales you make at the end of the day and increase your conversions. So that's where we're kind of starting everything, is in the inbox with communication. So when it comes to sales, the first thing you need to do is obviously craft a great response. Answer every single question that they have for you and make sure that you're clearly communicating your key differentiators in a compact message. Don't send them 4 pages back. I've had people say to me, I had 2 questions and you sent me a book of information. I honestly didn't read it all. Oh, it's so disheartening because I gave them such great information, but the truth in their communication was I just wanted the high points of whether or not you were the right person. I wanted to make a quick decision. I wanted a quick response, something that I could get through. Maybe I could read in 30 to 45 seconds, and I gave them more than that. So while I believe there are times that it's appropriate to send a more detailed response, I think you need to write a compact response, maybe even make it a quick response that helps you highlight the answers to their questions and your key selling points, and then asks them a question to draw them to respond again. But the scenario where you have the opportunity to increase your conversions is when you send that message and they don't respond, or at least they don't respond right away. This happens all the time. So I have a cycle, a rhythm of communication that allows me to increase the chance for conversion in the sales process if they don't respond. And it starts with a 24-hour follow-up. This same rhythm is going to be followed both for sales and for reviews. So it starts with a 24-hour follow-up. That's if you send them a message and in 24 hours they haven't responded to you at all. You simply follow up with a nice but short 1 or 2 line message that says, hey, just checking in. Did you receive the information that I sent to you? Did you receive my answers to your questions? Simply asking a question, because honestly, some people ask questions to multiple sellers. They forgot who they asked the questions to. Maybe they didn't have time to read all the responses and they just forgot about it. And your message might actually put you back at the top of the pile in their mind. It might remind them, oh, hey, I did ask this guy some questions or this gal some questions and I forgot to read their responses. It's a great way to jog somebody's memory and keep you top of mind without making you look or feel needy. So that's the first step. Then, if there's no response there, or maybe if there is a response that says, oh yeah, hey, sorry I didn't get back to you, I'll check it out now, but they don't really give you an answer, you can follow up again in 3 days. So a 24-hour response, then a 3-day response, 3 days after the initial contact. And in this contact, I like to make them a special offer. I like to not necessarily give them a discount because you know how I feel about discounts, but make them some kind of special offer that would maybe get them up and out of their chair and in your camp to get things started. Maybe you say, you know what? Hey, if you're ready to get things started, I can make a special offer to you right now. My turnaround time's normally 7 days. I can do this in 5 days for you. Do you want to get started? Something that might tempt them. If you were going to offer a discount, this would be the time to offer a discount, but I don't really think that's a great idea. Give them something that's not really giving them something. Give them a reason to feel positive about you wanting to do the work. But again, you don't want to look desperate. Make it short, make it a quick thing, make it kind of off the cuff. Oh, hey, just touching base with you again, hadn't heard back. My schedule's a little more open right now, so I could do this in 5 days instead of 7, or, whatever you choose to do. Make them a little bit of a special offer, but, don't make it too special. Just wrap it in a special package and put a bow on it. And then that'll give them an opportunity to respond and respond favorably to your message. Then there's the 7-day follow-up. That is the final step in this process. If someone hasn't yet responded to either one of those things at 24-hour or 3-day, and they haven't given you a no, we've gone with someone else, this is kind of your final response. You can say, hey, haven't heard back from you in a week. Just wanted to touch base one more time. I'm not going to bother you again. Just wanted to let you know I'd love to do this work. If you're ready to get started, I can do it for you. We send you a custom offer today. If you have any other questions, let me know. Something like that. A 7-day follow-up is also really good for people that do respond in the first 5 or 6 days and say, yeah, I'm really interested. I've got to get my boss's approval. I got to talk to my partner, got to take it to the board, something like that. If there are other people they're factoring in, this is a great way to say, hey, just touching base with you again, where are we at? And then maybe every 7 days after that, if they don't respond or if they're still waiting every 7 days or so, hey, just checking in again, where are we at with this project? You guys figure things out. It's a nice way to say, I'm still thinking about you. And it's something that you can keep on an external list so you can remember, it's time to follow up with that guy because he didn't say no or she didn't say no. They're still interested, but they're figuring things out. So I believe those follow-ups at 24 hours, 3-day, and 7 days will help you to convert more semi-interested people into actual sales. Now, the same is true when it comes to reviews, when you've delivered something. So, in the sales process, we started with someone sending you a message inquiring about your services. That was our starting point. In the review process, it starts with your delivery. Your delivery is the beginning of this process, and these steps can actually help you increase your likelihood of getting that review. And I should preface this by saying I wouldn't follow these steps unless you've had a positive interaction with someone. We all can tell when an interaction with a buyer on Fiverr is a positive or negative one. We kind of can tell their feelings before the end of the process. And if they've been sour, don't encourage them to leave a review. because it might not be positive. You want to encourage those who've had great experiences to do it. The other people, let the chips fall as they may. If they leave a review, you'll deal with it. If not, might be better to not have a review from somebody that didn't have a stellar experience. So follow up with people who had what you believe to be a positive experience with you and your service. So it also starts with a 24-hour follow-up. If you deliver and there is no response, which happens a lot, no request for edits, follow up in 24 hours and just say, hey, very similarly to sales, just checking in. Did you receive the deliverable I sent over yesterday? I really think you're going to like it. Let me know what you think. And one thing that I've started doing is mentioning that Fiverr will automatically close the page in 3 days if there's no response from them, no official request for revision. And the reason I do that is because people often think that we as sellers are responsible for that we do that to them. Hey, why did you close this gig page on me? It's kind of me saying, hey, this is out of my control. I've delivered, if you don't respond here, officially requesting a revision, Fiverr's going to close this page in 3 days. And if you have different policies for length of edits, like I offer 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks for my animations for people to request edits. So I say that, hey, we give you up to 2 weeks, but Fiverr's going to close this page in 3 days if you don't respond. So just let me know if there's anything I can do for you, or let me know if you loved your deliverable. So that's the 24-hour follow-up. Then there's the 3-day follow-up. And in the case of reviews, this is after the gig has completed. So you followed up once, they didn't respond, maybe Fiverr auto-completed. Then you send them a message in the inbox because the gig page is now closed. Inbox to say, hey, just got notification that Fiverr auto-closed the gig page. No worries. Is there anything I can do for you? But hey, did you receive what I sent? Did you like it? If so, consider leaving me a rating back there on the page. It's better to get their reaction before you ask for the rating or review. And you have to be careful not to ask for a specific rating. Just say, want to know what you think of the end product, want to follow up and make sure you're satisfied. And when you know they're satisfied, then say, hey, would you mind leaving me a rating? Those things really make a big difference here on Fiverr. So that's a 3-day follow-up in the inbox after the gig is auto-completed. Again, just checking in, making sure they're satisfied if there's anything else you can do for them. And then finally, if you've had no response, there's likelihood that this 7-day follow-up at this point is going to make a difference, but sometimes it can. 7 days is a good time to remind them, hey, you only have a few days left to leave a review. There's a 10-day window from when you deliver to when the review window closes on Fiverr. And this is you saying, hey, this is kind of day 7. At day 10, they're going to close your opportunity to leave a review. So if you really like the product that I delivered, if you really like the end results, tell other people about that. Leave your rating back on the gig page. And I have used these tactics both for sales and reviews for several years now and seen a real uptick in both closed sales and reviews that I believe wouldn't have been sales or reviews had I not followed up consistently with a rhythm. Again, you have to balance being annoying and a pest and kind of being on people all the time with being consistent in your communication. And I believe there's a way to have a rhythm, be kind and humble and quick with it, that doesn't disturb people but informs people and gives them the opportunity to leave you a good review or to leave a review period and to go ahead and book a sale with you. It's something that I really think will help improve your conversions both for sales and reviews, and something I think you should start doing today. Hey, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you are still watching to the end, then please participate by leaving me a comment and a thumbs up down below to our question of the day. Today's question of the day: have you ever used a follow-up process in your Fiverr sales process? Let us know what you're using, what works, what doesn't work. Maybe it's similar to this or different. I just want to know. And again, thank you so much for joining me here on this channel every Monday and Wednesday. Friday on Patreon. If you're not a Patreon insider, you definitely want to jump over there. It's the best way to show your support for all this free content we're putting out and get exclusive content. We just did a big Q&A session last Friday. It was awesome. We're now going to do those on the first Friday of every month, and you can jump in and ask questions if you're a Patreon insider. So make sure you jump in and ask your questions. And when you join, you'll get access to the entire archive, hours of videos from me doing this, exclusive videos you can only get on Patreon, and we go really in-depth and practical over there. So make sure you're jumping in and getting all you can out of your time with us here at Fiverr Talks. So again, thanks for watching, and as always, continue to do, because the future favors the doers.